Want proof that there's a firmament above our heads? Well, stick around because I got it. First, you can make a perfectly straight rainbow when it's reflecting off of a straight piece of glass. Has to make you wonder, why are the rainbows that we see outside in the sky shaped like that? You know that the Bible depicts a flat earth with a dome or firmament over the earth. When we take a look at the Bible to see what the firmament's made out of, it tells us in the book of Job chapter 37, verse 18, "Hast thou with them spread out the sky which is strong and as a molten looking glass?" The Bible confirms this furthermore in Revelation chapter 15, verse 2, "I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on a sea of glass, having harps of God." Back to the rainbow now, it's common to see a double rainbow, where there's an inverted rainbow on top of the other rainbow. Now, the double rainbow could only be possible if something is reflecting it, which could only be one thing: God's glass firmament or dome. The rainbows that you see outside not only confirm the shape, also tells us that there's a glass firmament or dome above us. Because how else would this double rainbow be reflecting backwards like that? Something else that is very interesting is that the more you go north, the higher the rainbows are, like this one in Canada. And the further south you go, like this one in Australia, the lower it gets. And then the one in Antarctica, look at that. It's almost touching the ground. It makes sense that if the firmament is lower or near Antarctica, it would explain why the rainbows get smaller.
Anybody that still believes that we can go to space or that we ever have is out of their mind. So you're telling me that these people have been stuck on the ISS for what, like almost a year now? And they just released this video of them singing Feliz Navidad. And the Glober commentary on this is hilarious. They're saying that this stuff was already on the ISS. I've seen people say, well, duh, they have to send them stuff so that they can survive. Okay, so they can't go up and get them down, but they can send them a microphone, a guitar, a flute, maracas, Christmas gear, candy canes, cookies, but they can't get them down.
So I read a cool statistic that said that 1 in 6 Generation Alpha is questioning whether or not the earth is flat. 1 in 6. That it makes me so happy for you kids. You want to know why? It demonstrates to me that you've seen through the bullshit lie that you've been fed via the education system and the authorities and the media, and you're starting to question things. You're at such an advantage because you're not going to spend half your life being sold into this bullshit slavery system. You're ready to question things. 1 in 6. I'm proud of you guys.
These boats are 7 to 10 miles away. According to the Earth's curve calculator, they should be buried by at least 40 feet of curve. So you tell me, how is it I'm seeing the very bottoms of these boats? Hold on, there's more. I'm saying, oh look, you can't even see it. It's out of sight. 7 miles, that's my buddy's boat. I'm maybe 3 feet off the ground, dude. This one right here, that buoy's 4 miles. That boat was like a mile past it. Look at it. How am I seeing the bottom? How? Yet another example. Here you go. This one right here is only 3 miles out, okay? But I'm on the beach, okay, at 3 miles. You can see the bottom of it. Does anybody care to answer my question? Because I have lots of them about this. Like, how is it possible? That's all we really want to know. This right here, another 7 miles. Now, that was like 10 miles out. And y'all was like, oh, the bottom of the boat, yeah. That's just because it's so far away, dude, perspective. I got a Nikon P1000, man. I mean, I can zoom in across the universe if I want to, you know what I'm saying?
I want to put in perspective how important it is that we have the sun changing in angular size upwards of 23% with solar filters. But on a globe religion, in order for the sun to set, you have to turn 90 degrees from the sun being at zenith. And this distance is about 6,200 miles. Now, when we consider that the globe religion claims that the sun is 93 million miles away, this is less than 0.1% change in distance. So if we have sunset time lapses, which I personally have done multiple times, and upwards of 40% change in the sun with solar filters, this completely destroys that the sun is 93 million miles away and proves that is local, and it moves away from us, and that's why it sets due to perspective.
Did you know that the Suez Canal is over 120 miles long? And it connects the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea. So many ships go through this canal every single day. And did you know that it doesn't drop by 1 single inch? That's right. The Suez Canal is completely flat for 120 miles straight. This means that the boats can flow in both directions on this canal, allowing for a much more efficient trading route than, let's say, venturing through the Silk Road. So this is why the Egyptians just love this canal. And did you know that the ancient Egyptians were also flat earthers? Can you do me a favor and do me a solid and do me a favor and just hold your horses for about 5 seconds? Now that you're holding your horses, I'd like to tell you something very interesting. All of the ancient architecture around the world, the architecture in Angkor Wat, Cambodia, the Chichen Itza in Mexico, some weird stones in Ireland, and so many more structures around the world, all align with the solstices and the equinoxes to the very last degree, hundreds and even thousands of years later. Now, can you please tell me how this is humanly possible on a globe model, when we're zooming around through outer space in 5 different directions, and we're supposed to always have changing constellations and never truly see the same stars again? Do me a favor and just look at the sun with your own naked eyes, and you will see that it is not some giant ball of gas and fire, but it is a close and local luminary. Did you know that if you decide to spin a bucket of water, the water actually makes a convex shape, a parabola, or whatever you want to call it. But it doesn't turn into a ball. The water's not curving and creating a globe shape. It's actually convexing, doing the exact opposite of what mainstream science tells us. And this super chill dude decided to drink some Red Bull whilst flying in a fighter jet. But the thing is, gravity isn't affecting this magical can of Red Bull. And he is just having an amazing time. Did you also notice how the curvature of the Earth appears to convex as well? So could he be using a fisheye lens? Or is gravity causing the Earth to convex? So, what is really going on with the water on our planet? Because we all know that water seeks and finds level and rest. That is the indisputable nature of water. And let's not even get started on the tides of our Earth. If the moon is actually affecting the tides with its gravitational pull, then why am I not being pulled to the moon every time the tide is being pulled in? That's just something to think about.
No evidence of CGI ever being used to trick people. Very interesting when you consider these are all the images that NASA has given us of the planets. This is what the planets actually look like when observed through a microscope. They're ripply, like you're looking at them through water. This is because we have a firmament and there are waters above the firmament. So somehow NASA is taking these ripply visions and translating them into these images of planets. Considering the firmament is an impenetrable boundary, we've never been to space, we've never sent anything into space, and we don't have any images from space. This is Neptune through a telescope, and this is all CGI. Same with Venus, Mars, Saturn, telescope, CGI, telescope, CGI. They can't even make their mind up about the Earth. This is all fake. Nebulas, I mean, this looks fake. CGI, definitely CGI. No real pictures of satellite in space, so this is definitely CGI as well. Where are all the stars? Where are all the stars at? We're able to capture the moon, but where are all the stars? We don't have a single picture of Earth with stars in the background. Even the moon landing pictures, no stars. So if it's not CGI, then why can't we have a a real picture of Earth from space with the stars and constellations in the background. Space is fake. We haven't been past the firmament. There's no real imagery of space or Earth from space. It's all CGI. We don't want to forget this one. It actually says down at the bottom here that this is a simulated portion of the Jade's Galaxy survey. Simulated. That means CGI. Billions and billions of dollars worth of CGI. Literally a CGI in the nebula. So don't be deceived. Keep seeking the truth. Discover the true nature of reality and follow along for more interesting contents. Many blessings.
Welcome back to more questions that I have. But like always, before we get started, TikTok, all I'm doing is asking questions. Please, someone, explain this to me. Say we take a flight from California to New York, then New York back to California. Now science tells us that the flight from California to New York isn't longer. But you would think because the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour east going with us to New York. Simply, we would just have a hard time catching up to New York. And simply not because of gravity pulls the atmosphere with the plane perfectly with the spin of the Earth. Guys, we have a serious problem going back from New York to California. That means you would be going against the spin of the Earth. That means that the flight should be shorter. Basically, get in the plane, get in the air, and have California come to you. Like seriously guys, does anyone else see the problem here? Now again, I'm just asking questions. Could that be why NASA assumes in their documents a flat, non-rotating Earth? Straight from their website. Point mass and the flight trajectory is strictly confined in a vertical plane on a non-rotating flat Earth. Now one more question. Why assume the Earth to be flat and non-rotating when tell us we live on one of these? Can one of you guys please help me out with this?
It's looking like we're on the brink of some sort of alien invasion, independent state, District 9 scenario, so I thought I'd give my take on what these things could potentially be. When someone mentions the word angel, you normally think of something like this. But in reality, an angel could look a bit more like this, or like this. There are many passages in the scriptures that must be interpreted to say that the stars are angels. Mark 13:25, and the stars will be falling from heaven and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. So the Bible's saying that the stars are actually angels or plasmoids. Plasma cylinders elongated in the direction of the magnetic field. There's a few possible scenarios that could be being played out here. The angels really are coming down from heaven, or this is all to do with Project Bluebeam and staging the angels coming down from heaven to make us think that biblical prophecy is coming true.
Want to see proof that there's a firmament above our heads? Well, you came to the right place because I've got it. Let's go. Alright, so what you're going to see next is a video I took with my Nikon P1000. This thing can zoom, baby. And what you'll see is 2 moon waves. Water in front of the moon, back to back. 2 moon waves. I slowed it down so you can see it better. Here we go. Boom. There's one. And then here comes another. Boom. Right there. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. People, stop believing NASA. Stop believing the liars, the science priests. They're lying to you. NASA, Nasha, means to beguile. In Hebrew, it was used in the instance of the serpent beguiling, lying to Eve and getting her to bring sin in, to destroy us. They're lying to us about our history, about our science, about our world, our flat earth. They're lying to us, people. Stop believing the lie. There's waters above, and above that there's heaven. Beyond the firmament, which we cannot reach, there's a moon There's the sun. They're the same size. They're thousands of miles away, people. They're right there. Don't you notice? Don't you see? Don't you feel when you look up that it's closer than millions or hundreds of thousands of miles away? The sun just so happens to be 400 times further, and the moon happens to be 400 times smaller than the sun, which makes them the same size in the sky? I don't think so. The one thing I know is let God be truth and every man be a liar. And as for my house, I believe in the Lord. Praise Jesus. God bless. Love, peace, chicken grease. Stay aware, stay alert, stay informed. And stay prepared, people. Because the day is coming where the Lord will return. And I want my house to be straight when He comes in through the front door. See you on the other side. Love you.
Do you guys know that astronauts almost drowned in space from spacewalks because water leaks into their helmets? And did you know that they put snorkels in their spacesuits because astronauts almost drowned? Do you guys know what the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory is in Houston, Texas, where there's an exact replica of the International Fake Station in a pool? Obviously, there's no correlation between that and astronauts almost drowning. You guys should just do a quick search on TikTok, space bubbles, or bubbles in space, or NASA fails, NASA bloopers, etc. These women astronauts' hair is so luxurious. I mean, look at this. That looks so realistic to me. Totally believable. Can't believe people don't think they're actually up in space. This thing's going 17,500 miles per hour, 10 times faster than a rifle bullet. Looks super aerodynamic to me. It's obviously 254 miles up in a 4,500 degree thermosphere. It's in a gravitational elliptical orbit that nobody could ever prove or demonstrate. Oh, and I forgot to mention the green screen glitches and the wire harness fails. Oh, and here's a picture of these astronauts stuck in space since June, but somehow they got Santa hats on. And here's a picture 1 year of them up there, and obviously it's 0G, so their Santa hats are sticking straight up. This year, gravity must have just decided to start working and it's holding their Santa Claus hats down. We all know that NASA would never lie or fake space. NASA doesn't mean to lead astray, beguile, or deceive in Hebrew. If you think NASA means to deceive, you're just a crazy conspiracy theorist. I mean, they only make $70 million a day, about $26 billion a year. They would never steal our money.
This guy thinks a Gleason's map doesn't show the sun moving over the Earth. Check this out.
Oh, weird. What's that? The sun moves around the Tropic of Capricorn as the sun's moving. How's that work on your little cartoon ball, huh? Woof woof.
So check out what I got. I found these at a store, an antique store basically in my local area. It's like the only truth they had on their shelves in the entire store. But check this out. Look at this book. Volume 7. Of course it's number 7. I wonder what's in that sucker. Y'all ready for this? Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Yeah. 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 Take a screenshot. Yeah. Final experiment, my ass. Hey. Hey.
resting in the moonlight. It's so clear and bright in your eyes. It's a touch of your sides, my lips are resting on your shoulder. When we're moving so soft and slow, we need the ecstasy, the jealousy, the comedy of love. Like the Cary Grants and Kellys who once before. Give me more tragedy, more harmony, or fantasy, my dear. Satellite, starlight, satellite, satellite. The ring of your laughter, it sounds like a melody. To us a bit of places we'll go for a while. The ring of your laughter, it sounds like a melody. To us a bit of places we'll go for a while. Sounds like a melody.
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.